Hi, in this video, I'll be going over Export Control Policies, EAR, also known as Export Administration Regulations. EAR is a set of regulations administered by the U.S. Department of Commerce Bureau of Industry and Security, also known as the BIS. EAR primarily controls the export, re-export, and transfer of certain items, including commodities, technology, and software, from the United States to foreign countries. EAR applies to items that are of U.S. origin, regardless of where they're located, and certain foreign-made items that incorporate controlled U.S. technology. Here are the key requirements for EAR. EAR requires a license for the export, re-export, or transfer of certain items to specific destinations. The license requirement is based on the factors such as nature of the item, the destination country, and in-use and end-to-end user. Exporters must determine the ECCN, Export Control Classification Number, of the item they intend to export. This classification helps identify the level of control and licensing requirements applicable to the item. And lastly, American citizens are allowed to access EAR files. For this video, I prepared 3 different policies in the following use cases to demonstrate how to implement EAR with the CloudAz. For our first use case, we have a foreign citizen trying to access EAR files. For our second use case, we have a foreign citizen with a license trying to access EAR files. For our third use case, we have a foreign citizen with a no license and a valid ECCN trying to access EAR files, a foreign citizen with no license and a valid ECCN trying to access EAR files, and an American citizen trying to access EAR file. On my CloudAz, I've already created all the policies I'll be using for this video. Let's look at parent policy, deny access for EAR document or material. Here we have subject components of USA citizenship and Canadian citizenship and the condition not in. Our resource component, EAR classified data, and our action component, run. What this policy will do is to deny access for EAR documents or material for anyone that's not American or Canadian citizen. Additionally, I have also enabled our obligation for user message. This will be used later in our policy validator. Let's take a look at our sub-policies. Our first sub-policy, allow licensed user. In my subject component, we have licensed user and no resource component. Since this policy is a sub-policy of the original policy, this policy added the exception for a licensed user to access EAR documents or materials. Let's take a look at our last sub-policy. For this policy, we have subject component matching ECCN. In this subject component's condition, we'll have the user's ECCN equal to the resource ECCN. I have also put additional ACPL expressions in my advanced condition. What this condition will do is to make sure this user have an ECCN and the resource also have an ECCN. Both of their value cannot be null. In my policy validator, I've already prepared the test cases for these policies. If you're interested in how to set up policy validator test cases, please refer to my policy validator video. Link will be attached in the description. In my first scenario, we have a French citizen with physical location also equal to French, trying to access an EAR document with ECCN equal to ECCN 123535. Let's run this test case. We passed our test case and the decision came out denied. Because the user does not satisfy any of the sub-policies, the parent policy deny access for EAR document or material. In my second scenario, we also have a French citizen, but with a license. Let's run this test case. Our test case is passed and our decision came out allowed, because this user satisfies our sub-policy, allow licensed user. In my third scenario, we have a French citizen with no license and also a wrong ECCN compared to the resource ECCN. Let's run our test case. We get a denied decision because the ECCN of the user and the resource does not match up. In my fourth use case, we also have a French citizen with a no license and a valid ECCN. Let's run a test case. We get an allowed decision. Because this user satisfies sub-policy allow user with the allowed ECCN matching with the resource ECCN. And finally, our last use case, an American citizen trying to access EAR files. Let's run this test case. We get an allowed decision. With this, we conclude our video on export control EAR use case examples. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our NextLabs channel, and stay tuned for more export control policy use case videos, such as ITAR or ECL.